what are some of the biggest mental challenges you see creators facing today? You and Elise are big creators, and I want to know what are you dealing with on a regular basis? What do you see creators out there in the mental health space dealing with on a regular basis?
Yeah. I started my career as a clinician working in Malibu with celebrities.
Mm.
And that was a really interesting experience because it really gave me the ability to see that it doesn't really matter how much money you have or if your face is on a TV, you're a human being that can be significantly struggling. And becoming a creator and meeting so many creators and learning that so many of them struggle with their mental health, it's very interesting to juxtapose creator mental health from celebrity mental health. And it is vastly different. Celebrities often take on a character and then, maybe they didn't do that character well, or they did do that character well, but everybody knows that they are not the character. When you're a creator, you are the character. Your living room is your office, your face is your business card, your voice is the only way you make money every single day. And so the pressures are honestly significantly worse. You can't put your phone down, and most therapists that you'd go to would probably tell you to put your phone down and take a break because they didn't really get it. And so I find it really interesting that oftentimes there's therapists that are creators too that will have some type of subspecialty of creator mental health because sometimes we're the only ones that really get it. And the suicidality rate of creators, there was just a study done. I'm not sure if it specifically addressed suicidality, but done by creators for mental health that Exist Centers and High Tide Mental Health partner with. And it's so obviously clear that the lack of understanding of what goes on for people who make content every single day is really impacting how much they feel like they can succeed and again be in control. And so they're depressed and they're burnt out and they're quitting and they have low self-esteem. And that's really, really, really hard to consider and think about how 76% of kids these days want to be a creator. And we
Hmm.
don't know how to help them with their mental health currently. That's why we're doing these studies to learn about what it's like, but it's pretty terrifying.
Yeah. It is terrifying. I took part in that study, and I wrote an article about it for Where Now magazine that's coming out in December. So, I think everyone should read that article and understand that creators are really going through some hardships, dealing with trying to create and do good work and work to save and change lives and to help people. And we need to be aware of what they're going through and how to help them find healing and recovery paths from their pain. Um, well, since I asked Elise to talk about that young 10-year-old girl or boy that's lost their mom or dad, I want to ask you, Doc, um, if you knew or if you were treating a young individual, maybe when you started struggling with borderline, that's been just given this label of borderline personality disorder, and they don't know what to do with themselves, and they feel completely lost, and maybe they feel like they're a burden. What do you say to them?
Mm. I had the answer till you said, and they feel like a burden. And then the therapist cap went on to, I mean, I guess the first thing I would say is I get that feeling. You're not the only one who has felt like a burden and felt like things would be easier. But the brain goes there because it's just the easiest thought. It doesn't mean that it's the right thought. And it doesn't mean, as Kevin says, that thought needs to become an action, a behavior. Another thing I would say is that as much as it seems like the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder is a wall, it's a door.
Mm.
And you are walking into a room full of people who are like you and people who want to help you. And it might not feel like it, but your brain's been looking for the door. And it will soon become happy that it found it. And thank you for doing whatever it is that you had to do to get to the point where you received your diagnosis, because we are so happy that you're here.
We're happy that you're here. Walk through that door. Walk boldly through that door, and be brave. And we're with you, and we love you.